Today is a big news day in the world of Magic the Gathering. Brand new promos have been revealed. We have new information about Innistrad Double Feature. And on top of that, there is a world-spanning tournament that's going on. And that's not all the news we have to cover today, so we better get started.
Magic.
I am a wizard!
History.
I'm an old wizard!
The Magic Historian.
My bones hurt. Greetings, owners of fine luxury cardboard rectangles. My friends, I hope the day finds you well because we are here for some more Mega Magic News. I've become very fond of saying that phrase in that fashion. I look forward to it when I do one of these videos. Now, before we dive in to all this news, so much news that I need a notepad to keep track of it, let me just let you know that the newest Innistrad lore video is available over on my Fantasy Geographic channel. It covers how Wrenn 6 became Wrenn 7 with the help of Teferi. It is an excellent video and an excellent story. So I will leave it on screen at the end of the video for you and also down in the comment section below. So feel free to check it out. You should. It's worth the time. Now, we have a bunch of stuff to talk about. We have to talk about Commander parties, Innistrad Double Feature, which has a bunch of information, Commander Collection Black, the Red Bull Untapped, and the Planeswalker Championship. That is a lot to cover. Let's start out with the Innistrad Double Feature, because I have to admit, I really like the way the booster box looks. So you know what? Let's get that up on the screen so you can take a look at it as well. Basically, if you haven't already heard, Innistrad Double Feature is somewhat of a new beast in terms of Magic the Gathering products. It's going to be released on January 28th. I don't even know I had to reference this, considering January 28th is a date that's going to come up a lot in this video. Anyhow, this concept behind it is they're taking Innistrad Midnight Hunt and they're taking Innistrad Crimson Vow and combining them together into one set. And you'll notice when you take a look at the imaging on the screen that it is done in the double feature monster movie style, which I think is really cool. It's black and white and they have the starring Innistrad Midnight Hunt and Crimson Vow on the packaging, which is a fun little tweak. Now, this product is a weird beast. Wizards of the Coast hasn't really done anything exactly like this, although they have done things that are similar to it in the past. It's almost like remastering a set while the set has just come out, so it's a bit strange in that regard. It's going to be combined, like obviously both sets put together, but at the same time they're going to be given like a different kind of treatment on the cards. You can actually see that with the promo that is being used for this, which is Endless Ranks of the Dead. So this set won't actually have a pre-release per se. It basically, what's going to happen is there's going to be a preview event, and that will happen 1 week before the 28th. So this will happen on the 21st. You have to go to a WPN location to be able to acquire these. Now, the Endless Ranks of the Dead does look pretty sweet overall. I mean, this is a card that was originally from Innistrad. Not too shabby, but at the same time, I will admit, I actually like the original version better. To me, the artwork looks better when it's in like full-on color, and that's because the artwork features that big stained glass Avacyn, but it also does have a different kind of menace to it when they do it in this black and white style. So like I said, this set is a bit different. Previously, with other sets, when it came to blocks and things like that, the only time they really crammed everything together around the time it was out was when they did the entire Shards of Alara block, but they did it in foil. So you could buy booster packs, every card was foil, and it had all the cards from all the sets, all three parts of the block. So this is kind of like that, but instead of them being foil, they're given this sort of like black and white noir kind of treatment, which is definitely interesting. So again, the pre-release, which isn't a pre-release, it's just a preview, is on the 21st, and I believe that just means it's essentially going to be very similar to a regular pre-release, but you'll just be using regular booster packs instead of getting a pre-release kit that has one special booster pack in it with the promos and stuff like that, right? So ultimately it's going to feel very close to a pre-release, and that's pretty sweet. So I said the 28th was a big date in this news announcement, and it is. The 28th, on top of Innistrad Double Feature coming out, that is also the release date for Commander Collection Black. And I did a video detailing the contents of Commander Collection Black. So if you're interested in seeing the contents of that, I will leave a link to that video at the end of this video as well. So it will be on screen. You'll have either the lore video or the Commander Collection Black video to check out. So that'll be happening on January 28th. In addition, the Commander parties that were supposed to happen a bit earlier are now being rescheduled to the same time frame. So the Commander parties are now scheduled from January 28th to January 30th. So that entire weekend is going to be Commander Party Weekend. And if you haven't already seen it, we covered in a previous video, but I'll put it up on the screen for you in case you didn't see it. There is a promo Conjurer's Closet that you get for being a part of this, and then you too can have the handsiest closet around. You can be handsy closet boy. So that covers all of the January 28th aligned news. Let us talk next about the big world-spanning tournament that's going to be happening, and that is the Red Bull Untapped. If I'm not mistaken, the Red Bull Untapped event has been ongoing. This should be the third year that they're doing it. So this basically happens over the course of 3 entire months. And while it is an international tournament, it is available to everybody because the majority of the event actually happens through MTGA. So you end up playing on Arena to participate. So there are, over the next 3 months, there are going to be 6 international qualifiers all held online that everybody can participate in. And then, based on those events, the winners of those events, if everything goes the way it's supposed to, and who knows how it's going to be in today's current world, if it'll actually, like, are we going to actually get to have this event? But the winners will be going to Portugal for the final showdown. That's pretty wild. The fact that you can like play in the Arena event from anywhere, but then if you win, you're going all the way to Portugal. I mean, depending on where you are. If you're already in Portugal, I guess it's quick. You don't have to worry about traveling as much, but also I suppose that would be a letdown because you might want to travel, right? So, the last thing we have to talk about are the Planeswalker Championship promos. Now, if you're not familiar with the Planeswalker Championship, this is like a good news, bad news scenario where the good news is we've got some cool promos to look at. I'm going to put them up on the screen. The bad news might be readily apparent to you when you take a look at the screen. These cards are all in Japanese, and that's because the Planeswalker Championship actually only happens in Japan. So this was shared out through Magic the Gathering's Japanese Twitter account. What you're looking at are the different promos that are available for playing in this event. You'll notice that there is a Kea, there is the Faceless Haven, and there is Saw It Coming. If you're not familiar, I mean, the Kea and the Faceless Haven are easy to make out. Saw It Coming isn't that obvious until you like are told what it is, because it could be any number of different spells, right? Faceless Haven is a very distinctive card in terms of that triple snow mana activation, and it's clearly a land. And Kea, I mean, how are you going to mess up when you see her? You know who she is. So basically, the Saw It Coming is a much cooler piece of artwork than the original, which makes this, admittedly, a little bit disappointing. I would love to get my hands on these. I love the Saw It Coming. We have that hulking giant behind him, and Buddy's like, psh, whatever, raises his hand like it's nothing. Saw It Coming. So, how do these promos work? Well, you can tell by looking at them that The Kea has a 1 on it, the Faceless Haven has an 8 on it, and the Saw It Coming has no number. So it's pretty evident that the way this breaks down is if you come first in the Planeswalker Championship, then you get one of these Keas where she's actually shown holding battle axes, which makes sense because originally the marketing behind Coldheim was like the raise your axes. And so it's good to actually have Kea depicted wielding axes. So she's the first place prize. The top 8 get Faceless Havens. It's funny to me because honestly, I feel like normally under these circumstances, Wizards of the Coast would try and put the most desirable card as the number 1 slot. And I really feel like Faceless Haven is actually more of an exciting card than Kea in this situation. Do you know what I mean? Like, when I look it over, I'm like, why isn't Faceless Haven first? Probably because Wizards of the Coast didn't realize how popular that card was going to be when they chose what promos would be what. But anyhow, the Saw It Coming doesn't have a number on it because it is the participation promo. So, my friends, that wraps up all of the Magic news. I've condensed it down as much as possible, tried to cram all the information in there. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you liked it, give it a like, maybe share it around. Big shout out to all my patrons. Thanks for supporting my channel. And now you can either go and watch the Commander Collection Black video or that awesome lore video. The choice is yours.